Dun 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 dun. Do you know that sound? That is from Mission Impossible. And Kaizer Chiefs are trying to attempt Mission Impossible because now the reports are saying that they are again interested in signing Nasreddine Nabi. Before we even continue, you must know that this is coming from Sokala Duma. So usually their stories are not make sure. But anyways, we are going to talk about why Kaizer Chiefs are still interested in him, why he makes sense as a Kaizer Chiefs coach, and why this is actually Mission Impossible. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. Let me give you context. Kaizer Chiefs wanted to sign this coach last year. He was leaving younger because he knew he was going to Chiefs. He said, I want my people. Chiefs were like, it's not happening. So they ended up, the talks between the club and Nasreddine Nabi, they ended up breaking down, and then the conversation ended there. And the man went to coach FAR Rabat in Morocco. So he's there in Morocco coaching a team that had won the league in the previous season. A very ambitious club, right? So it's clear that this team is up there. And you compare that to where Kaizer Chiefs is. It's a very completely different thing. Now, this is me starting by why it's Mission Impossible. Right now, at FAR Rabat, he's sitting first on top of the league. 4 points clear of what's this other team, because I always confuse him. Raja Club Athletic, because there's Raja Casablanca and Raja Club Athletic. So he's clear on top of the table and he's playing very well. And what also is very interesting is that in an interview that he made recently that is quoted by Kickoff, he's talking about how he's still not happy about his team. Now, listen to me clearly. We are talking about a man here who has a team that is sitting on top of a league where there is Raja Casablanca and Raja Club Athletic. So pretty steep competition, yet he's there and he's ahead of them. He's not saying, oh wow, we're on top, we're winning, so that means we're doing good. No, he's still saying he's not happy. You understand Uguti Chiefs wins 1-0 after playing stupid football, and then the coach will come out and say the boys did well. You see the contrast between the two things. One is happy just because they won, one is not satisfied because, in his own words, he says that display aspect is also important. So thinking about that, a coach is not just thinking about winning. We know Kaizer Chiefs fans, you can win 10 games in a row, we will be happy about winning, but we'll still question how you won the game, right? And if you have a coach who's going to come to a club and say, you know what, I'm not just happy with winning, but I also want to bring in this thing, Yoguti, Kaizer Chiefs is known for playing good football. So there it is. You have a coach who aligns with what we are calling Kaizer Chiefs way, in a sense that he wins you games, but at the same time, he also brings about that style, that beautiful style of play. And also from his quote in what he said in this interview, it just shows Uguti this coach is really my type of coach. Because one of the things that he's saying is that the reason why his team has been performing so much better this season than the second team that is following him, or winning, or on top rather, is the fact that they have good strikers. Now, does Kaizer Chiefs actually have good strikers? You could argue yes, you could argue no. Number one, Uranga was scoring a lot of goals playing for Marumo Gallants, right? So he was doing very well even in the continent. So one could argue that he is a good striker. Utupri still gets chances. He just scored a brace against Pirates. He misses a lot of chances, but with better coaching, if you can just coach in the timing and finishing, he would go far. You also take to account Uguti, we also have another winger, Pulemoti. Once again, you have Uduba, once again, good striker. And then you can add one more striker. Release Velu Gonzalez is going, and then you bring back another striker. You sign a good striker from Venezuela or wherever else in the world, and then he's gonna score goals. So that's his secret. Uguti, he has good strikers, and right now Kaizer Chiefs do have strikers. It's just that they're undercoached. Second thing, he says that one of the things that he likes is that he is an offensive coach to a point. Listen to this. To a point that he will even risk being open at the back. And now some people will say, oh no, but it's not wise at all to risk it all and go forward. But I look at all the top teams. You look at Rodri at Man City. He's a defensive midfielder, but he's the one who scored the winning goal for Man City in the Champions League. He's a defensive midfielder. You look at where Johnston was, when that goal was scored. He's a defender. So big teams, they risk everyone, they go forward. Even Liverpool, when they just flopped that game against Man United, when they were playing well, one of the goals that was scored is because Ukwanza, a defender, dribbled and went forward and passed the ball, and then we scored a goal. So big teams, offensive coaches will risk going forward and pushing everyone forward, because they know high risk, high reward. But if I sit back and defend, when am I going to score? Because as much as I'm safe, the score is 0-0. But if I go forward a lot of times, mind you, I have the ball most of the time. So I can risk it all, knowing that this risk will mean I will also get a goal. But the approach that we've been having with Unsegi and also Kevin Johnson right now is that let's try to be as solid as possible. And in that being solid, we still make mistakes at the back. And in that being solid at the back, we are not committing enough people forward. And because of that, our midfielders, if they get the ball, there are no options up front. If the ball gets up front, there is no one joining in. There is no full back overlapping. There is no one coming in to support. So in that sense, you can clearly see that Kaizer Chiefs are prioritizing defense to a point that they jeopardize the offensive part. And then because of that, we're not scoring any goals. And we sit here and we celebrate how many clean sheets we keep. But you look at the clean sheets we keep and you say it's actually Bruce Vuma who's been keeping us afloat. Because even though we're sitting deep and we're trying to be so defensive, the person who's saving us is the keeper, because he's still facing a lot of shots because we're sitting so deep, and then these other teams win the ball so close to our 18 area, they end up scoring goals. The goal Mona Pule Saleng against the Chiefs, where was the ball? It was the throw in. It gets thrown in because it's won close to our half, and then we're outnumbered, they end up scoring. So this thing of sitting deep is not really working for the Chiefs, and I think it does make sense to bring a coach who's going to think like that. Now, the other sad thing, obviously, because I'm saying this is mission impossible, is the fact that the coach is currently in Morocco, and then his home is in Tunisia. So those countries, it's a 3.5 hour flight for him to go home and see his family. And right now he's with a team that is up there, that is taking him serious. And coming to Chiefs once again, that means he's once again moving away from sort of familiar Arab culture to a completely different South African culture. And I'm sure Guti, he missed that thing. But more than anything, the reason why I don't believe this report is because they might really be interested in him again. It's because what does it say about Kaizer Chiefs if they go back for him? They are basically, we know this, they don't like admitting that they did something wrong. Instead, they will try and find someone to blame, just like some people will still blame Nabi. Kaizer Chiefs will not want to go back to a coach that they tried to sign and didn't get him, because they are just prideful. That's how they run their business. They do not want to look stupid. They are so big on branding and everything. So going back a year later and saying we made a mistake, it doesn't make them look good. From a footballing perspective, they should go back because they did make a mistake. So they should go and get him. But it's impossible. It's really, really difficult. It's going to take something special, because if I'm Nabi and you are coming to me a year later saying you want to renegotiate with me, then I'm telling you one thing. I'm bringing my stuff. Take it or leave it. There's no negotiation, because last year he was leaving younger. So it was kind of, Vele, you are leaving your team, so we can get you. Nati, we need a coach, you know. But now it's a year later. You are clearly in worse position than you were in the last season, where you wanted to sign me. So now basically you need me more than I need you. So Unabi might have ridiculous demands, and Kaizer Chiefs will have to meet them. And I don't think Kaizer Chiefs will do that, because they like doing things their own way. But what do you think? Do you think that Kaizer Chiefs will realistically be able to get Nasreddine to Kaizer Chiefs? Let me know down in the comment section below if you've been watching the video to this point. Why have you not liked it? Why have you not subscribed? Do the things, man. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, Khosi, I'll pay you more.